Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Everquest Old School. And on this episode, we are over at the wall with my Paladin, who is level 8, I believe. I was almost going to say 7, but he leveled not too long ago, and now he's level 8. And he's doing pretty good over here. He's probably a little low to be in the main tank at this place, and they're talking about going up into the throne room, which I may just end up switching over to my cleric if that happens, because I'm not sure this guy will be that much use up there. He's level 8, and those creatures are all going to be probably around level 12 to 14, maybe a little bit lower. They might be level 10s in there and stuff of that sort, but I can't really hit them too hard as my level's pretty low, and they already have a pretty good tank here. So chances are with higher creatures, they're going to need a little bit more healing, and one of these other guys, who's the shaman or the druid or something like that, can switch over and start doing their attack-based spells instead of the cleric, because the cleric really doesn't have very efficient attack-based spells. But if they decide that they want me here still, I'll go ahead and keep on the Paladin. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do. They don't seem to care one way or the other, really. But I'm trying to be as useful as I possibly can to the group. G for turn, R next, pass. Okay, so he doesn't care about belts. I think I got skipped again, but I'm not really that concerned with it. As I said before, most of the time I feel bad when I loot. You know, I let other people have it who really care that much about it, so... Let's see... I think they're attacking... Yeah, they're all attacking the emissary, and the legionnaire is pretty much going towards the healer. Wow, we got quite a few guys here. We're gonna kill. I'll stick on the emissary, burn that guy down as fast as possible. And our healer's out of power. At least one of them is. Blank seems to have power. Of course, now she has like 5 guys on her. She's gonna go zone them. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need extra healing in this area if we're even to have a chance at taking those. Oh no, she's not zoning it yet. Let's get the legionnaire. Let me see if I can get some of these guys. Ah, great. Oracle. I'll grab the Oracle. These guys suck. You definitely not suck in the way of like they're just not very good. They suck as in they're horrible guys to have fighting you, especially in the background when you're fighting other guys. Make sure you take these guys out. As you can see, he switched. He went and put on that as his main target rather than the Lego or the pretty much any of the other guys that are here, because the oracles will blind you. They also heal. They're just a bad class to have in the background on any fight. And usually, as you learn the zone and things of that sort, you'll find that the casters are always the worst to have. It's pretty much like any other group. I mean, the tank is the heart and soul of the group. You need him to be able to tank the creatures, but it's everybody else pretty much that does the damage. As you can see right there, he blinded me. I can't see anything unless I have hotkeys for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons. I can't cast any spells. I can't see if he's walked away from me, if I'm dying, if any of the group needs healing or taunting. You know, I'm just basically sitting there at his whim. Now, the thing you really kind of want to do is make sure you create a hotkey. Have a hotkey that's your number 9 key or something like that. And if you ever get, you know, blinded or anything that basically affects your ability to see or do anything, make sure you hit that button. Don't make it so precise. You know, don't always say I'm blinded. Say I'm disabled or something like that, and then say blind, stun, blah blah blah. Usually stunning, you don't really need to let people know. Blind and charmed would be 2 good hotkeys to have. No, get one. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to my cleric in a second. See, she was 40 mana when he pulled. So she probably could have done it if he had been full power, but it wasn't the case. That sucks. I'll see what they say. Let's see. Go camp check. Pits, tents, and wall are all camped. Somebody's killing who is this over here? It's not us. And they're red. Not quite sure why they're here. That sucks that we lost him. I hate losing people, especially when they're the tank. Now everything's going to go real slow. Now we have to wait for him to get back. And who knows where he's bound. He could literally be on the other side of the map. In fact, I'll do a search just to see. Hopefully he bound close by and had that... Oof. He's Enethul. That is going to be a long, long run. Oh, man. Oof. I don't know how he's going to get back here in time. He may just decide that he has to leave the group and come back later, because that's serious. I don't know why he didn't bound closer by. Maybe he couldn't find one, but it's kind of crazy to come in here, especially if you know you're going to go to a hard room. Somebody needs to loot these corpses. Nothing in that one. Emissary. Junk. Junk. Bracer. It was the 2 in train or throne room at fault for all of them. Nice. So somebody else trained him, maybe, is what he's saying. So not his fault on the pull. And I don't think anybody was really blaming him. That wasn't actually a bad pull. It was just bad timing on the fact that that's terrible. I guess she's trying to say terrible, but she said terrible. Which I'm not going to make fun of her for, because I'm pretty horrible with my spelling some days, and some days I'm not. Some days I use commas, and some days I put my punctuation in, and other days I do not. So really just depends on what you're feeling that day. And I know as a writer I probably should use the right punctuation and, you know, pretty much everything all the time, but hey, you know, people are lazy sometimes, and that's just the way it is. I guess we can pull this. I can't res with my cleric until I'm at least, I believe, level 29. Man, this guy hits hard. Okay, who's that? Emperor Crush. These are the 2 guys that he must have been blaming. Nice. So they pull these over here to us. These guys are doing. That one looks like a human Shadow Knight. A weird thing to pick for a Shadow Knight. Grab this. There we go. Someone can res you. I don't think so. I don't think there's anybody in this zone that's going to have that capability. He's red. Let's see what level he is. Look at the list of people. He's a level 11, and he's taking that on. He's a human paladin, huh? That makes a little bit more sense. He looked like a Shadow Knight with the spells he was casting, though. Ambassador Devin. I don't want to loot that. I wanted to con this guy. Oh, great. I wonder why they... Oh, I know why they brought him out here. They're doing that solo stuff. They're making him run his pathing while one guy sits there and does his damage or his dots or whatever the case is for his spells. Or the guy uses the pathing for his own personal, you know, gain, basically. Because the creature does have to follow its rules, whereas you don't. You can pretty much jump over the gap and back and forth, and eventually kill him as long as the guy who's running around has aggro. That guy's red to us. And that is what they refer to as kiting, guys. If you guys have never done that, it does take skill, it does take knowledge of the zone to make sure you're not running into a dangerous spot. You have to find a pathing issue that you can exploit. And as I said many times before, I don't really have issues with doing that, because there are going to be tons of times where the pathing issue just bites you in your butt. You were able to take those guys on, and for whatever reason he decides to run off. It's a weird, funky pathing. and bring 15 or 16 other guys he never would have brought otherwise, and then you all die. And that can cause, you know, I mean, you might have been there for 4 or 5 hours, and you may have stayed there for another 4 or 5 hours. But when a group wipes, a lot of the time, and I call it like rage quitting and stuff like that, but people get upset, they get depressed, they don't want, they know it's going to be like a 40-minute runtime to get back, and then they lost that experience, and they lost their momentum, and people will just leave. And so that one bad pull can cost you 2 or 3 hours of actually playing in a group and getting some good loot and getting some really good experience. And it just, you know, that sinks in to a lot of people, and they just like, I'm gonna take a break for a little while, whereas they probably would have stayed on. So I gotta get going, folks. Thank you for the group. Blah. Could I get a fresh soul for? Yeah. Okay. So guess we're gonna lose somebody here. Let's see, is that other guy running back? He didn't say. South Road. Yeah, he's going to make a run for it. Oh. Or at least he's trying to make a run probably for Eastern Commons and pay somebody there for a teleport back. D-turn. Let's see. Any belts? This is just sad. I don't want to pull because I really can't do the tanking here. And yet I don't want to just have them sitting here. Awesome. Have a great day. All hope to see you around in the future. I could get that pawn, though. Oh, pawn, you were all mine. No! Incoming pawn! Run for your lives! We can't handle him. He's too tough. Oh, poor little pawn died. It's alright. His little big brother's coming over here. And I say little big brother because he is a Centurion and not a Lego. If he was a Lego, then he'd be the big brother. And then if he was, you know, one of the names, then he'd just be the daddy coming over here to whoop us. Why you leave? I didn't. That's weird. Let's see, who's this over here? Yeah, green, we can take that. Won't get any experience for it, but we might still get loot out of it. Punk. We got one guy over there looking for a group. He may join us here in a second. Nice. That's what I figured probably happened, but I didn't want to assume. Let's see, who are these guys? I think they're the ones that were in the throne room. Material Continuum. That's who my cleric belongs to, as far as a guild goes. Now, I haven't quite shown you guys how to pull this area because I haven't been high enough level. So this will be the first time that I've done that. For those of you who are wondering why I'm still in the same zone with a healer and a puller, that's why. I wanted to show you guys not only how to heal the area, but how to pull them, because that's two very different, very things. What are they doing? Oh, they killed something. Yeah, if you can pull the zone, that's an awesome thing to know, because it's going to help you on all the other classes. It's going to keep you aware of what mobs are incoming. When the guy says he's going off, you're like, okay, I know what one we're going to next. That one's going to have 3 guys in it, or 4 guys in it if you pull it wrong, or if you pull it right, it's going to be this way and that way. I mean, it's just something nice to know what you have in store for you. See a lot of people over here. You can see the shadows of the guys that are actually inside the castle. That's a little glitch. It's not supposed to be showing you that, but it does on occasion. I'll let her have that. Or not. Yes, it does help to have music every once in a while. I'll make my own. My little Sonic Mario theme. Let's see. Come on, kill this guy. can't believe that guy's running for it. Let me see if he's back again. Oasis. Now, if you're wondering how I'm getting through my text like that, you just need to start a sentence. It doesn't matter what you start with. It could be the A, B, whatever you want to start. I just do a /, and then you hold down the shift button and use your up arrow, and it goes through all the different texts that you've said in the recently, starting with the last one. I can get that guy. No! This is going to be a bad pull. Not going to be a good idea. A Legionnaire, Centurion, and Oracle. Not exactly my strongest cup of tea here. Oh, okay, he pulled it. That's fine. He can have one of those. Definitely fine with that. Let's see, can they handle it? Yes, they can. Good. Normally I'd be upset, but in this case I'm not. Who's the Paladin? Higher level than me? Yes, yes. Let him pull. Give it a second. He may just want to finish the fight off before he joins. Let's go ahead and grab this guy in the meantime. Oh no, somebody's killing him already. Man, there's a lot of people here tonight. There's a mage killing him by himself. Let's see, what is that? Druid or... Nah, probably a ranger. Let's see, check the emissary. Nothing on him. Been a long time since I pulled this area. You can see what it looks like on the inside. Something you will never get to see if you're the cleric or the enchanter or pretty much anybody else in the group. Just never get to come into this area. Let's grab this guy. There we go. Yellow. Let's check on Beast. See how far he's running. He's still in the Oasis. Those zones are pretty big. They may take a while for you to get through. Man, I can't believe he didn't bind over here. He definitely needs to do that as soon as he gets back. Some people won't. I mean, some people will wait. Where's this guy run? That's weird. Guy must have thrown a star or something at him. Let's see what we got. Belt time, baby. And I'll do a turn in and show you guys what that looks like. I'm pretty high level. Level 8 is probably about the last level you want to do a turn in with those belts. You really don't want to do it past that. If you're going to be turning in anything, you want to be turning into the Crushbone shoulder pads beyond this. Because at level 8, you're really not going to get your money's worth out of it. And by money's worth, I mean you'll be able to make a lot more money, or a lot more, pretty much anything, if you just sold it. Your money is going to be your new spells, because your new spells cost a great deal of money, a great deal of platinum to purchase. And without them, okay, I'm getting a little bit of lag here for some frozen. There we go. Without your spells, you're not really going to be able to take on creatures your level or a higher level than you. One guys, 9 Druid or 11 Paladin. I would say the 11 Paladin. At level 9, I get my new spells. And by new spells, I mean my first set of spells. Same thing as Shadow Knights. You don't get anything until you're level 9, which kind of sucks, but I've talked about it before. Paladin left. Then the Druid. And he's in North Row now. Feel sorry for that guy so much. I've had to done CRs like that, and they are not fun. All this time we're over here killing, and he's just having to sit there and basically listen to it and know that he could be getting experience if he hadn't died in such a horrible way. And I'm kind of hesitant to pull from too far. Usually, you guys have watched some of my earlier videos, I'll pull from halfway across the zone if I know I can handle the pull. But with this guy not being high enough level, if I pull from halfway across the zone, chances are I'll die before I get, 20 or 30 feet past where they're at. And you can kind of see through the window and see that there's creatures in there. If you were a little taller of a race, you could actually peek through that window, especially if you're like an ogre or something along those lines. Now, Kevin actually put down in the comments that he had gotten the game and he was going to be playing today. He hasn't logged on yet. I told him I was going to be on around noon, and I'm been playing for a couple hours now, and he hasn't been here. So we may not get to play this week because I'm not going to be on again till probably Thursday. I got family in town. Came all the way down from California. It's my brother who's in the Marine Corps. I actually have two brothers that were, one of them's retired now, and the other one's still in. But he's come down with his family, so I'm not going to have quite as much time to play the games as I would like, or that I would normally get to play during the week. But I definitely will have episodes every day, just like I always do for this game. Unfortunately, again, I'm just letting Kevin know that if I miss him and he's not on today, we'll definitely group together. He was talking about starting a Necro Iskar, which is actually the best race for a Necro, because they do have the ability to have a higher regen on their life. Welcome. I am so DPS or assisting with heals. I don't know. Who is he? He is, what, Funton? Oh, he's the druid, that's right. Go ahead and take my attack off. I would say a little bit of both, guy. You're probably going to be... If you join the group and there's already a healer there, I would just assume that you're probably going to be doing a little bit of both, depending on your level. If you're dramatically higher level than he is, then you're probably going to be the healer. Maybe the DPS, if they're smart enough to realize that you should have the guy with the highest level DPS. Let me go on here and see if I can grab one. Oh, there's a group in here already. Ooh, they just lost. Oh, no, they didn't. That's the guy doing his fatigue death. Man, there's nothing up to pull. It's because I'm not doing a very good job. There's usually tons of stuff over here to pull if you know where you're going. And I haven't been here in a long, long time. So I'm still learning the area again. And I don't think I actually ever pulled in the zone. My Shadow Knight was my only tank. And I never made the trip over here. I always went someplace else. Oh, sounds good. What about Beast? He's still on his way back. Now, he technically can't run all the way here. He will have to take the boat or something along those lines if he wants to make the trip without a teleport. But I'm pretty sure he's going to be looking for a teleport. This pretty much the only way feasible that he has a chance to get here within the next hour. The boat takes like 20 minutes, and that's while you're on it. You actually have to wait for the boat to show up. So it's a 20-minute trip there to one zone and a 20-minute trip back to the other zone. So if you miss it, literally just miss it as it's taking off, you got 40 minutes before it shows up again, plus another 20 minutes trip when you finally do get on it. And that's if I'm remembering it right as 20 minutes. It may actually be longer than that. You guys will have to let me know if it's still 20 minutes long or even longer. So it does slow you down. That's a good hour you're going to be wasting just on the boat if you miss it. If you may get it in halfway in between, and maybe a 15-minute or 30-minute trip, or because you have to wait 10 minutes for it to show up. But worst case scenario, you're going to be there for a while. Definitely something that sucks, And if you go AFK, to go do something and you miss it again, which has happened to me, that definitely because you got the timer wrong, or something happened and you weren't able to get back. Oh, it's a horrible, horrible feeling. Which is why people are willing to pay 20, 30, 40, 50, all the way up to several hundred platinum for a teleport, because they don't want to sit there and wait. Now I'll take you guys on the boat and show you what it's like. It's actually kind of peaceful, the sound of the waves and the gulls and the seagulls, that is, and it's just a kind of a nice little feature that they threw in the game. I like it a lot. I just wish that you know, they didn't throw in the portals and things, because it would be so much more enjoyable without it. Let's see if I can grab this guy. Okay. So either the other guys weren't up, or I was able to body pull this guy single, which is a nice little pull there if I was able to actually do that. It's a nice little boost to my confidence in this area. Now normally I would make a hotkey and let them know incoming blah blah blah, you know, %T, which will let them know whatever the target's name is. It will go ahead and insert that in there. If you're not quite sure how to make a hotkey, do /G for group, or say, or whatever the case is. You can actually make a hotkey that says it in multiple channels. So you can do /group, /say, and then just great. So she's still in my kills. Punk. So she got the Oracle. But she is in my guild, so I'm not gonna really get too upset about it. There is gonna be a Legionnaire that spawns in here eventually. The Ranger Twin. Bridge spawning. Okay, I'll back for the bridge. Guess she can have the Lego. And they killed it already. I did get experience for it though. 12 looking for group. 12 what though? I mean, your class will really make a big difference on whether they want you in the group or not. There's another guy. Now he could be a Lego. Like I said before, they all have a chance of being something. You know, at different levels, different ranges. So at a certain level, the creature simply becomes a Legionnaire. At a little bit higher level, he becomes something else. Probably an emissary. So the level range can vary quite widely in some zones. Sometimes it's only 1 or 2 level ranges for that spot, for that spawn, and sometimes it can be 10 level ranges. So you can get a level 50 in that spot, or you can get a level 60 in that spot. Definitely. How's the belts? Like a fungi tunic. Probably got over 100k worth of gear on her. This Ranger Twin, yeah. She's a tweak for sure. Legionnaire. Oh, she got that already. And it looks like we lost Beast. I guess he had to drop the group so he could get the teleport, which we knew was coming eventually. He was going to have to do that. Yeah, don't steal my guy. And they got another one over here. Okay, so they're still worried about loot. I'm not going to concern myself with that. If I catch it when they're talking to me, then I'll get it. But other than that, I mean, come on, they're just belts. A little bit of platinum. You know, they're going for about average on 2 platinum right now. Sometimes a little higher. I've seen it all the way up to 10 platinum. Legionnaire. Now you can do a taunt from while you run, which is a good idea to do, so that as soon as you get back to the group, they don't jump off of you like they just did right there. With a body pull, you have no aggro on that creature. All you have is that he saw you first. And the moment you get back and somebody does something to it, he jumps off of you and goes on to him, because now he has more aggro. And now you have to steal aggro back. You have to literally take the aggro. And that's a lot harder to do than just maintaining it. The only other good tip I can tell you about trying to get it back is the closer you are, the better it seems to be to get the aggro. Because if they, as a caster, you want to slowly inch your way back, don't run around like a chicken with a head cut off, but slowly inch their way back, and that way you can kind of get out of aggro range if somebody else is close to having the same amount of aggro as you. Go in here and see if... You want to be very careful because you can get it over your head. Ah, okay, I didn't want to fall out the window. He's still offline. Okay, guess we'll go back in, see if we can get something. Now, normally if you're going to do a pull from in here, you're going to want to make sure you're full life. Oh, yeah. There's the group. And this is the throne room, guys. This is what it looks like. Just going to show you a quick little look. We'll go on there as groups progress at higher levels. We'll spend some time in here. This is the best part in the zone. And you can actually go behind the the chair there and kill some creatures that are further back there. But again, I'll show you all of that. Yeah, I give Beast 2 more minutes to log in. I guess they're in a hurry. Look who's over there. Yeah, I already got somebody there looking for it. And he actually got quite a few, so he may be training that in a second. Let's see. Is he gonna train it? Can I grab this one? Snag it. Snag it, punk. Give it to me. Give it to me. I want this guy. Not letting me take him. Punk. There we go. Well, that's better than nothing, but I would have preferred the Lego. Better experience, better loot most of the time. And you have a chance of getting those shoulder pads that are actually higher level turn-ins, and you can get some pretty nice loot from that as well. Come over here and pull this guy. Or not. Oh, he's just slow. A little slowpoke over here. 2 Legos to entrance is what he meant, but he said end. And I'll try to make sure I catch those Legos on the way back, although 2 of them are going to be pretty tough for me. But if I can get them back here to the group, they should be able to handle them. There's a guy over here, or there was. Okay. Guess he disappeared or somebody snagged him, probably this mage over here. Not doing too hot as a pooler today. That sucks. I feel pretty bad that they're having to wait as long as they do. Guess let's go inside, see if that Lego's respawn. I kind of hear the sounds of them growling. And there's a couple of them. Incoming! Finally, right? You guys have been sitting there with full power just waiting for it. And I'm going to turn my angle so that I can kind of watch and see if those Legos are going to pay back. There's a chance, though, that they got killed at the entrance. That, you know, there was a couple of high levels or just some people sitting there waiting for a group, and the Legos come running, and they go and killing, you know? I don't know why he left in the first place, but he's back now. Yeah, he may have just logged off and said, I'll come back and get my corpse later. Die, punk. You too. There we go. That's the way I like it. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah, if you guys really despise my singing, just go ahead and put that below. I'll stop doing it, but I'm just having fun. I mean, it's just, when it gets kind of boring, when you can't find the pools and you know that there's really just too many people around here, you know, throw in some weird conversation, get things going. It actually spices things up, makes it interesting. We'll go inside here. And I wouldn't say pull any further than this part right here. If there's a group in there, because they're gonna want those pools, they're gonna want to kill that stuff, and you don't really want to start a fight. They're higher level than you. If you want to be buttheads, they can be buttheads too. They can come out here and snag everything here long before. Okay, this is gonna be a tough one. Emissary. Come on, here we come. And you can watch and you can see which ones are paying attention. As I get closer and closer, they come running. They step up and they're ready for the attack. Died and had to run from Eno Swamp, actually. Yeah, it's a long, long run. But I guess he's back from Link Dead. That much zoning. I hate to say it in this game, when you zone, there's always the chance you'll go Link Dead. It just happens. It sucks when it does, but for whatever reason, when you're zoning, it increases that odd because, man, I don't know how many times on a corpse run. Some days I would, you know, you're zoning 15, 16 zones, you go Link Dead 3 or 4 times on that run. And it's horrible. And it used to be where when you went Link Dead, that was it. You know, you got kicked out of the group. as the expansions came out, they actually added a patch in there so that when you went Link Dead, I think you had like 2 minutes or something to log back in. To log back in, and it would actually keep you in the group. You wouldn't lose the group simply because you went Link Dead, which was kind of a nice feature, because in this one, unlike in Everquest 2, if you want to invite somebody into a group, they literally have to be standing in front of you. You have to be able to see and click on their name. You can't just do a /invite and then their name and be in another zone and invite them that way. You can't do that. They did later on put a patch in that allows you to do that, but at this early stage, you literally have to be standing in front of them and click on their character and say invite into the group. So if they go Link Dead along Corpse Run, you can't even invite them back until they get back into the zone, which really sucks, because if you have like I think it's mages that have the ability to summon people, but they have to be in your group to have that happen. So if they go Link Dead on the run back, you can't even let them get to the entrance of the zone and summon you back to the group. Okay, we got quite a few more people here. You can't even summon them back to the group that way because they're not part of your group anymore. So somebody will have to go back to the entrance. Usually the cleric is bound like right outside the zone or something, and he'll gate out, invite the guy, and then you'll have to summon both of them back down. Not that big of a deal, except to summon it requires, I think it's like a pearl or something like that, so it does cost a little bit of cash. Go ahead and I'll take out the Centurion first, make sure he's attacking. Because Funton here is a druid, doesn't necessarily need to be getting hit. He should be meditating. Let's go ahead and kill this guy, Legionnaire. And they're out of power. Go ahead and loot up if I can ever click on anything. This corpse resurrection will last 2 hours, 35 minutes. I don't know whose corpse I was clicking on. I'm having a hard time targeting anything right here. It's just too much junk. Bracers. Yeah, nothing to loot. Let's see, I think we skipped a Miro. Oh, my bad. You want pads? Nah, I don't want the pads. Okay, I guess I'll take them. Go ahead and say thank you. It was nice of you. As the tank, you constantly get skipped on a lot of things. It's just, they're not trying to be mean. You're just always out of the room on your way to pull stuff, and it just kind of seems like they're the in group and you're the outsider, but not because they want you to be. Go ahead and grab these two guys. Ooh. Centurion should be fine, even though they're low on life. I'm low on life and they're low on power. These guys aren't too tough. Should be a piece of cake for this monk right here to go right through. It's crazy. There's not very many people who play monks, but the ones that do are amazing at it. It's just, it's one of those classes that you have to accept the fact that you're going to have a lot of restrictions. They never loot. They never ever loot. I mean, they may take items, but as far as like actually clicking on a corpse, never happens, because just the slightest amount of weight will make them over encumbered. I think one guy was saying as his monk, he had like 12 strength. That means he has 12 pounds that he can carry. My armor weighs more than 12 pounds. Now granted, their armor weighs far less than, you know, a paladin or a cleric or anything of that sort, but it still is going to be a factor. You know, they're not going to be able to have any cash on them at all, ever. They're not going to be able to have pretty much any backpacks or things of that sort. It's just, it's one of those things where you're going to be very, very restrictive in loot quality, as well as just a lot of things. I mean, I could go into it, but I don't know monks as well as a lot of other people do, and I don't really want to tell you guys anything that I'm not absolutely sure on. But you know, I usually just hear these things secondhand about, you know, what's the negative side to monks, but they have so many positives. They can fatigue death, they can do serious amounts of damage. Occasionally they can actually tank rather good. Not nearly as good as, you know, like I said, a warrior or things of that sort, but they can hold their own, and they can solo if they are very versed in their class. That guy's throwing those little ranged weapons from far away, and they can do some serious damage that way as well. See, I'm going to let him tank it because he gets more health than I do. Level 12 looking for group. Level 12 what? Like I said before. In fact, I kind of want to know. Most people won't take the time to do a who-all on you, so you'll probably never get a group, but... Oh, he's anonymous. So that's why he's doing a 12 looking for group. He doesn't want people to know what class he is. Which is just stupid. Who's going to be like, yeah, we don't care what you are. You're level 12. Come join our group. I love Shields of Thorns. Can't wait till it lasts longer. Yeah, at higher levels you will get spells that last longer. You'll also get buffs that are not just one buff, but several buffs. At the early stages you get resist disease and resist poison and resist noxious and things of that sort. At higher levels, I think it's around level 50, you start getting your first set of group buffs that do all of that in one spell, and it's a group spell to boot, so you don't have to cast it individually on each one of the people. You will usually get the individual one a few levels before you get the group one to kind of show you that, oh, you know, it's awesome. When you get your group one, it's huge amounts of power, obviously, because you're literally buffing up every single one of those people all at the exact same time. So it's equal to the amount of power you would normally have spent doing that, but it's so much better on the time-consuming quality. Got to... Don't blind me on my way back. And he tried doing something to me. Worst thing you can do is keep moving when you're blinded. I know you kind of want to get back to your group, and sometimes you will die if you don't, but you don't want to blindly go running, especially if you don't know the zone that well. Die and have absolutely no clue where you died. Because in this game, it doesn't happen very often, but in this game you can fall into a wall, or you can fall next to a wall, and basically your body goes into it, and all you can see is the little tiny toenails of your feet sticking out of the wall. If you knew where it was, of course you can find it and click on it. Hux for invite. Oh, I'm dead. 12 rogue looking for group. Ugh. Okay, so I'm going to have to run back. And we're not doing too hot as a tank, so I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like these episodes, please hit the like button, subscribe. Definitely helps my channel grow, and I appreciate it. We're actually getting pretty close to level or 50 subscribers, and when that happens, I'm going to do something special for you guys. Where am I anyways? Yeah, I'm going to do a little special video to thank you guys for the 50 subscribers, and I'll do another one at 100 and 150 and so on. So again, guys, I want to thank you for that. And definitely catch you on the next episode. And thanks for watching.